What's up, Warriors fans, and welcome to Warriors Latest. As always, I am your host, Max Arizin. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoy the show today, as I do post new Warriors videos daily. Now, you ever go into a weekend expecting things to go exactly as planned, and then things just take a huge left turn, and while most things go the right way, that one thing that you really wanted to go the right way didn't work out, because that's what happened to the Warriors this weekend. Now we saw that the Warriors are finally making moves, at least to show that they are going to put effort into the season. But right now, nothing has changed with Jonathan Kuminga. And at this point, as a Warriors fan, this has got to be the most annoying thing possible, because you don't want to go into the new season with this kind of drama, whether he resigns or he's traded. Media day is upon us, and we still have an unresolved problem with Jonathan Kuminga. Now, end of the day, he's a starter on another team, but with the Warriors, he's more of a headache than anything else. And I'd like to see him traded at least to a team where we can get something decent back, even if it is the Kings, and we can move Malik Monk and say that protected draft pick for something else. But I want this saga to be over. And the fact that now it's going into media day, it's just exhausting and annoying, because it makes me wonder, do the Warriors just want to let this drag on? Are they not really competing for an NBA championship? Are they just putting up a facade to pretend like they are, so they can keep Steph Curry happy and see where it goes once he becomes a free agent? Because right now, the drama continues, and it's not the good kind of drama. You want the good kind of drama where you have, okay, are they going to do this? Are they going to do it? Do they have the right stuff to win an NBA championship? And right now, the drama isn't that. The drama is, why are they still dealing with a guy who doesn't want to be here, yet they'd rather lose him for nothing than at least get something out of it? Because this is what it's saying with the Warriors letting it drag on this much. And I'm tired of dealing with it. I'm tired of just hearing about it. And I want to see the Warriors actually make some real moves, put a team together where they can actually win, and you know what, they could be competitive overall and get off to that hot start. Now, that being said, they did finally make some signings which are going to at least get the team forward. Now, those signings are the usual suspects. As we knew since, I want to say, the beginning of July, we knew they were going to sign DeAnthony Melton. We knew they were going to sign Gary Payton II, and we knew that they were going to sign Al Horford. And those are the three guys that they brought in this weekend. And you know what? I'm not upset about it. We know Horford's going to stretch the floor. Melton and Payton are great bench guys. But for me, it makes me wonder what's next. They could have committed to this months ago. I mean, we knew that these guys wanted to be on the roster, yet the Warriors did nothing because they let Jonathan Kuminga hold them hostage. And at this point, Jonathan Kuminga is just a bench player taking advantage of the Warriors. If they bring him back, I don't see them really working him into the starting lineup anymore to this point, because he's just been very cancerous from an attitude standpoint. Yes, you could have more control, but when you're getting offered $50 million worth of guaranteed money, or almost $50 million, and you say, nah, I want more, that just says to me you're not about being a team player and pushing your game to the next level. You're just all about the money, 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 money. And it makes me wonder, it reminds me of I think it was Draymond Green said, that not a lot of guys play for the love of the game. They play for the love of money. And the more I see this Kuminga situation evolve, and the more I see him hold the Warriors hostage, it really convinces me that he's here for the money. He's not here to be a championship level player or a championship level star. And I think this is also going to go down, like this whole situation, as a learning experience for Joe Lacob. Because like we know, he was the one that was very vocal about signing Kuminga, or drafting Kuminga, and then keeping him together because of his close relationship. And remember, they drafted Kuminga over Franz Wagner. So that's always going to be on the Warriors for the rest of the time. They chose a guy who just did not mesh well. Yes, they won a title, but they could be a lot better off with Franz Wagner than they would be with Jonathan Kuminga. So at least they finally got the right guys for their bench, and hopefully this at least starts the domino effect, telling Kuminga, all right, we're not waiting for you anymore. So you either sign and accept the deal to the team we're going to trade you to, even though it may not be a team you want to, or sign the qualifying offer. Now, he signs the qualifying offer. I mean, that's just asking for trouble, because next thing you know, you can't really do anything. So the Warriors need to find a way to just move on from him and just be done with this whole situation, because I'm tired of it. But at least now we have Gary Payton. Now we have D'Anthony Melton. We have Al Horford. So we have some spots filled, but I don't like how it took us this long to acquire those three guys. Now, on top of like Melton, Payton, and Horford, something interesting did happen. Specifically, that they signed Will Richards to a standard rookie contract. So 2 years and then 2 non-guaranteed years. And as somebody who was picked that late, you wouldn't expect that from the Warriors. Now, Richard, he's a prototypical 3-and-D player that the Warriors want to develop, but 4 years, I just don't get it. I'd give it a little extra time. Maybe it's because he's like worked his way up. He started with a smaller school, got to Florida, won a title, and then now is with the Warriors. So he has that championship and positive mentality that the Warriors love. But 4 years, I mean, especially when you drafted Alex Tui ahead of him, and he's on a two-way deal now. I don't get it. It just seems like something's forced. Like, you could have sent him overseas where he could get better competition, but now he's going to ride the bench and then sort of jump back and forth between here and Santa Cruz. But I think he could have done better had he been over in Europe for a year or two before signing a rookie scale contract. And him signing it, are we trying to like fill out the roster? Do we expect him to get a lot of playing time? That I don't know, because when you're signing a guy to the rookie scale level deal, you expect him to get some decent minutes. And I just don't see that happening, especially when you're trying to do a last dance kind of season with Steph, Jimmy, and Draymond for the next 2 years. They're going to go after it this year, they're going to go after it next year, and then it's all going to be done. So why are you signing Will Richard to a 4-year deal? It just does not make sense, and it leaves me scratching my head, because that's a valuable roster spot that he's taking up now. He's got 2 years guaranteed, and it's like, okay, like you could bring in somebody else in terms of end of training camp salary dump. Not so much salary dump, but you need to move off players. Like I said, the Knicks are going to have to get rid of some guys in order to keep all of their vets. Guys like Tyler Kolek, Paco Dadier, young guys they need to get rid of, and the Warriors could have taken advantage. But giving money and space to Will Richard, that creates an issue where they can't exactly acquire the likes of Kolek or Dadier. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but at the very least, they're filling out roster spaces with guys that have really made progress and strides in the right direction, especially with Will Richard. Small school, Florida, championship, Warriors. I'll take that, but still just such a head scratcher. But bottom line is, the Kuminga saga, like extending into at least the beginning of the season with training camp and into media day, it's just not a good look. And I didn't want to see this, and it makes me concerned as a fan. Are the Warriors, is the front office's mentality in the right place to the point where, all right, we're here for a championship, it's championship or bust, that's all that matters? Because with Kuminga, like this thing drawing on, it's not championship or bust. It seems like you're pinching pennies. And when you're pinching pennies, that's just a bad look, especially to your players who thought this was going to be a drama-free season, and we had all the right mindset with that mini camp that Jimmy Butler was doing. We're here for a singular purpose. Now it's like, I don't want to spend too much money. Ooh, this is tough. Ooh, that's tough. I don't want to get taxed this much. Look, you're going for a championship. All the money that you could potentially spend in taxes will be recouped after the next 2 years when the Warriors are going full rebuild and trying to stay under the first apron and just saving more and more and more money. So I don't get why they're letting this go, because the money that they may be losing now will come back to them in 2 years' time. So this is just really dumb, and as a fan, I don't want to see it. It makes me nervous because it's going to be a detriment to the start of the season. You need to start off the season hot, and the Warriors need in my mind, they need to start 15-5 to really show that they have arrived and be that hot team that they were at the end of last season, because nobody could touch them at the end of last season, and they were really firing on all cylinders. And if they're going to win a championship this year, they need to fire on all cylinders straight out of the gate. And letting this Kuminga thing linger is hurting their chances of doing that. Now, that's all we have today for Warriors Latest. As always, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you enjoyed the show today. And if you have any trade ideas for Jonathan Kuminga, just to move off him to the point where the Warriors add a little bit to their bench, feel free to comment below, as I love hearing your ideas. And as always, go Dubs.